holy, 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 holy is the Lamb. Holy is the Lamb. Blessed is He, strong and loving. Holy is the Lamb. Holy is the Lamb. What y'all know about that? Welcome to my Sunday morning worship. What's good, everybody? On this nice, it's another crisp morning. It's not cold or anything. It's just has a crisp to it. And I decided to get on, open up the doors of the church. Amen. We got to talk about the latest situation that occurred this morning. This morning's sermon is something that's on everybody's mind. Coach Prime. I said, Coach Prime has accepted a new job. Boom. Outside of the HBCU system. Boop, 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 doo, doo, boop, boom. Yes, he did. He's going to be leaving next year. Boom. At the end of this postseason. Come on, y'all. Somebody say amen. Won't he do it? You show the deliverer. Come on, somebody. So let's talk about that. Deion has accepted. Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, NFL Hall of Famer, legend. Deion Sanders has accepted the job at the University of Colorado, Boulder. And from what I understand, they haven't been doing that great in their football program, and so, they might have selected the perfect football whisperer. I guess that's Deion. I wrote an article on my Facebook page, my Rico the Opinionist Facebook group, trying to give him my thoughts on it. I just want to verbalize some things, articulate it, verbally. What I think about this, and if you've been following my page, YouTube, Facebook, what have you, you know that I understood the assignment in the beginning, and many others have, many others did, and I understood that something like a Deion Sanders coming into a space, a HBCU space, is something wasn't going to be permanent. It was something just to shed a little light and to boost and give a boost of energy. In my article, I suggested, hey, you can't keep a lightning bolt in a bottle. And I described Deion's appearance to the HBCU system as a lightning bolt. While it's striking, and they say, observe it and take notes while it's hot. And Deion came. He brought all who he was with him, and he did his thing. And of course, a lot of us don't want to admit that there was some envy and some little jealousy going around because he brought his superstar status to a Jackson State University. And then people want to bring up, we already been doing this. We know Coach Eddie Robinson. We get it. And no one's ever, I don't think anybody's going to compare to the legacy of our great Coach Eddie Robinson. But we had a Coach Eddie Robinson at Alabama State that was kind of hating on Deion. And out of envy or frustration or just seeing what a lot of coaches, a lot of people were unable to do or unwilling to do on behalf of black college football or HBCUs in general. Because, good morning, Marcus. Deion brought a spotlight to HBCUs that hadn't been brought to HBCUs since the legendary coach Eddie Robinson. And that kind of probably took some people by shock. It's almost as if they didn't know how to handle it. Instead of just taking a pen and paper out and taking notes and trying to figure out the blueprint or figure out a way in which they could, duplicate that blueprint. Some people, out of stubbornness or whatever, rather just remain, the same. My main concern about HBCUs is not about fucking football. My main concern is about the culture, black culture. And black culture is not Cardi B. Black culture is not Gorilla. Black culture is not BET Plus. No. Black culture, to me, was Dr. Dorothy Alexander at Grambling State University. Dr. Ann S. Williams. The black culture was President Joseph B. Johnson. Black culture at Grambling. I'm speaking about a lot of legacies at Grambling. Prez Jones, Ralph Waldo Emerson Jones. That's black culture. And black culture is for those of us who got a chance to be a part of and grow from and feed off of in the 90s. Because I swear, after 95, really after 99, black culture began to seep away out of black colleges. They all become this, they kind of like they're trying to mainstream or streamline them, into duplicate LSUs and duplicate PWIs. And what made black colleges so great is because of our culture and because of how they were created and why they were created. We can go to histories of how a lot of HBCUs are named after white benefactors. But yeah, they might have created it. But black folks brought that Africanness to it. And we taught each other the purpose of why we're at HBCUs and why HBCUs had to be created in the first place. Somehow we've lost that. We have more Democrats than black folks at HBCUs. We have more feminist women instead of conscious sisters at HBCUs. Now we have a bunch of alphabet community folks other than black culture. We don't have that. We have an overabundance of Greek at black college instead of black consciousness. Not to say that the black Greek system isn't an intricate part. It is. All of it is a part. But it seems to me that they're erasing the black consciousness and trying to replace it with black Greek. And that's not African at all. That's Greek. Deion Sanders brought to light a lot of stuff we had been talking about already, but he was able to bring a bigger camera to it. The discrepancies in the money. He made a lot of statements. Some of us, some people, not me, a lot of people were offended. They're talking about the football games. He said, why would a major mainstream studio or television station or broadcast come to a half-empty stadium? And he said, if you're reporting 55,000 people in the stadium, but you only have 23,000 tickets sold, somebody's stealing, somebody's lying. So he brought a whole lot of that. Good morning, DeMille. What's up, Ramon Sinclair? Stacy, hey, good. And so if we can get back to blackness at HBCUs, I swear we'll start seeing more confident, safer students. When we took the blackness where does this come from? It comes from the leadership at these HBCUs. They're so busy trying to be corporate Negroes and be so black Greek lettered and only employ their Greek friends that the blackness has been just seeping away out of black colleges. And my Grambling included. That doesn't feel like that beautiful black school that I was nurtured by and I grew up under. It doesn't seem like it has all those voices, but I may be wrong because I haven't been a student there in over 30 years. I haven't been on that campus consistently in 30 years, I guess, 25, whatever. But I just don't feel it. Where's the blackness? He said, Rico, you saying Deion Sanders brought blackness? What he did was he brought a lot of black folks together. I know at least at Jackson State. But thing is, We're not going to replace what HBCUs were doing, but with Deion Sanders' presence either. Because Jackson State was already doing the damn thing. Deion Sanders just brought more. And I'm so happy for them that Deion Sanders chose Jackson State, an HBCU period, for his quest to become whatever he wants to be in the coaching world. I think he wants to be an NFL coach. Good. Some people accusing him of using the HBCU as a stepping stone. Get over it. We've all, on our way to become who we want to be, we've all visited places. Hell, I visited jobs I knew I wasn't going to stay long. To be the best social worker and the best counselor I can be. And guess what? I'm still going through it. Some people, how you use jobs to, on your way, to use that money to fund your own enterprise. So what makes him any different? One guy wrote an article saying that, white coaches have always exploited poor black boys and their talents to increase their wealth and on their way to become whatever they want to be. So why do we think it's okay for a black man to do it? I don't think Deion did that. If he did, so what? We needed that exposure because no one else was stepping up and standing out of their NFL comfort zones to come in and volunteer to be a coach, a head coach for a HBCU, meaning one that's really popular, one that's really relevant. We got Hugh Jackson, but he wasn't really relevant. He's not a Deion, but I'm not taking away from him. Hell, Fobbs was more of a, close to a Deion because Fobbs did the damn thing. But I'm not knocking our current coach. I'm just saying, we're going to speak honestly. We tried to, I guess, duplicate Jackson State and get us a NFL guy, but I think we should have waited a little longer and got somebody with a little more, y'all know what I'm saying, still got the cameras on him. I'm talking about these folks who are playing right now. They just retired. They still got that huge fan base. They can still pull somebody. That's what Deion brought. Deion's still active and people still knew Deion. That's how he was able to command so much attention from the world and corporate America and all this kind of stuff. For those of you who are interested in that. I'm interested in black people. Understand that all that we don't have is because we're not trying to have it. We have 40 million blacks in this country. And I keep saying it, and people act as if I'm speaking Japanese. You have 40 million blacks. Hell, we can't even get 6 million blacks to send 2 million black kids to 100 HBCUs every year. And all of these black schools that have graduated black people, they've gone on to just amass all kinds of fortunes and be elevated in all aspects of corporate America, be it sports, academia, be it all types of retail, whatever. They've exploded. But still, what they've learned doesn't seem to be, we don't seem to benefit from it. And that's weird. So Deion, being in the sports world, decided to, hey, I want to start my trek in becoming maybe an NFL coach. I don't know. It's just me talking. But he came. He came. He saw. He conquered. There's a quote from somebody I saw on Facebook, in response to when someone asked, what Deion was doing. And I'm not mad at the guy because the profile of HBCUs have been elevated because of his presence. I need 40 million black folks to step up to the plate the way Deion did. We got 101 HBCUs. Hell, 47 of them are struggling. And we got 40 million blacks in America. We mean we can't send at least 2 million black kids to HBCUs every fall? There's something wrong with that. And what is our problem with creating our own ESPN Sports Game Day? You got y'all. We watch BET Network, TV One. You got all these. We got all kinds. You can make your own YouTube channel. All we have to do is support it. We don't have to put the value in white corporate attention all the time because we spend trillions of dollars ourselves on stuff on hair and makeup and tennis shoes and cars and jewelry and restaurants. Black folks, we're like one of the fourth richest nations in the world. I mean, the black community alone in America. But we spend our money so recklessly on things that don't really benefit us. You understand? So Deion just came, and hopefully whatever changes need to be done at Jackson State, hopefully the people will come in and say and take a closer look at some stuff. And HBCUs in general, it is. Look, we're gonna have a national Negro meeting in this country. Decide what we're gonna do. Are we gonna be a community, a race in this country? Or are we just gonna be 41 million individuals? If that's the case, let me know what I need to do so I can shut the fuck up. Talking about this black unity and black folks need to go. Because HBCUs should not be in being damn near in the toilet bowl the way where a lot of them are. All of them should be like saying, hey, we can't take no more students. No. Hell, even the small colleges that can probably accept the capacity of 2,500 students only have maybe 500 fucking students, black kids. And so you're getting these what's called the filler students. You call the Mexicans and the immigrant students. We can't even get 2 million American black students at American HBCUs. That's what I need, y'all. And while we're trying to come up with all these dastardly things to create about Deion Sanders' exit. Who cares he only stayed 2 seasons? 3. He did a hell of a job. And guess what he's going to do? Because I've already heard some people say, well, I'll read what they were saying. Well, he ain't going to win but 2 games next year. So what? But I guarantee you he's going to bring that Colorado team up. They're going to be welcoming him. They're going to, show their appreciation for him being there. We become so common with us that we don't appreciate anything we do. I can go on and talk about a lot of stuff that we could be doing ourselves. You know that Southern University, Texas Southern, Howard University, and other black law schools graduate hundreds of black attorneys every year. And they have yet to form a conglomerate where they go and fight for all of the money that's owed to HBCUs by the states that they're in. Where's that conglomerate of black attorneys? There are some legitimate questions to be posed. There's a lot of stuff that we're part of this so-called American existence, but we're not behaving as self-respecting, self-sufficient Americans or black Americans. We get all these goddamn degrees, but yet our race doesn't benefit from it. Everyone else seems to benefit from us. And that's something we need to have what I call the National Negro Convention about. And then the topic of it should be Dr. John Henry Clark. Why have we strayed so far from what the brother said? We have no friends. And Dr. Claude Anderson needs to be one of the keynote speakers at the National Negro. And when I say National Negro, it needs to be held in a stadium in Houston. Shit. It needs to be done simultaneously across the country in about 6 football stadiums of black folks. And broadcast streamlined on the internet, and we all talking. And these should be our speakers, economic speakers, asking the questions. We have what's called a Carter G. Woodson moment. What is wrong with the American Negro? Why don't we value our own? So Deion Sanders, he brought a particular pride and an awakening. That's what he did during his brief moment in the HBCU system. And so, we gonna let that die now? After we get through complaining? And I think he's I watched this video when he was telling his team that he's accepted a job in Colorado and everything. I thought it was pretty good what he was telling them, and I think the little portal opens up. I'm not really abreast on the whole sports jargon and football and all that. But I think the transfer portal opens up on Monday or tomorrow, what have you. This is Sunday the 4th. And I think the Celebration Bowl is on December 6th. And of course, he addressed those who may say, well, I'm not going to play. He said, well, why would you do that? Why would you not play? And then let's say you do transfer, you explain to your coach, why didn't you play those games? What you going to tell him? Because your feelings were hurt? It's pretty good. Go ahead and finish what y'all started. Because that's what he said he was going to do. Finish out the season. And then move on. And I know all the football experts can watch this video. Where we go, you'll know what you're talking about, whatever. I don't give a fuck if I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm making a point here. Deion Sanders was very good. Let me rephrase that. Deion Sanders' visit to the HBCU is much needed and is most appreciated by real ones. We needed that boost of energy. So what we going to do with that lightning boat, or the residue of the lightning boat? We're going to take it and run with it and continue running in the direction of even more successes. What are we going to do with it? Are we going to sit back and analyze and dissect Deion's reasoning for coming and his reason for leaving, and he exploited these black boys? He said he's going to come here and be a mentor to these young black boys. That's the first of all. Let me just say this. Black males always need mentors because their mothers choose to give birth to them without no damn daddy. Maybe we need to address that. Number 2, I need black people to stop making one black person Jesus Christ. Damn, every time a black person stands up or appears to make a move against what is viewed as racism, white supremacy, 40 million Negroes stand back and just like, let me see how this gonna turn out. Instead of helping, instead of joining in. I know when you church folks, this is Sunday, talk about when Jesus was nailed on the cross. I bet he said, God damn, all these people standing around watching these folks hammer this shit through my hand on this wood. Ain't nobody gonna jump in to help. Ain't nobody gonna try to get the hammer out their hands. Ain't nobody gonna drop kick one of them damn Roman soldiers. And that's what we do. Same thing with George Floyd. All the folks stood around and watched the man die. Just like with Kyrie Irving, Negroes halfway stood around. All the NBA players stood around and watched. Let me see what's going to happen to him. If he'll succeed, we tried to tell him, don't be going out and messing with them Jews without no money. Shout out to Richard Pryor. We just stand around, 40 million Negroes stand around and watch one person, Kanye West, speak the truth about what's going on in the industry. Then, I guess it look like he's being attacked. See, we told him, you don't be messing with them folks. Them folks will take your monies. I'm like, what is wrong with the American Negro? When you got one black person standing up against an entire tank, a system, how come we don't come out running and charging, jumping on them when you say that you agree with what they're saying? I know. I read all your comments on, all the comments there. We support you. He telling the truth. Y'all sharing the videos about, the truth, what he was saying and all that. But these people need your physical help. They need more of what the black Hebrew Israelites did for Kyrie towards the end. They need 5,000 black men and 10,000 black women to all show up and let them know, no, this ain't going. When Deion was doing his thing, there should have been 30 million black folks registering their children in HBCUs, and it should have been at least 5,000 black lawyers forming at least 3 groups across America saying, you know what we need to do? We need to challenge all these states that owe at least about $12 to $15 billion in unpaid monies to HBCUs out of racism. We need to take their ass to court, local court, state court, and Supreme Court and get this money. That's what you're supposed to be doing. Not sitting around waiting if he gonna stay or go. What's wrong with the American Negro? Damn what y'all say. Look, I ain't perfect. I'm not speaking from a place of perfection. I'm always coming from a place of practice. Come on, somebody. Hell, I'm learning too, but the stuff I've learned and what I'm observing, that's just something wrong with the American Negro. Something's mentally wrong with the American Negro. I mean, just the weirdest shit. We just stand by with this traumatic look in our eyes as as a Kunta Kinte dares to escape, we stand back. Let me see if he gonna make it. We gonna see if he gonna make it. Then when he gets caught or 50 of the soldiers get on him, we told him not to do it. We knew he wasn't gonna do it. Now look here now. Oh man, I wish he hadn't done that. I was just there's something wrong with the American Negro. Deion was smart. Deion, Floyd Mayweather, people like that, they're smart. Y'all, there are people who wanted Floyd Mayweather to get his head bashed in, ass knocked out his socket, ribs beat up, so they can cheer. Floyd Mayweather said, nah, hold on a minute, let me go back. Then when he won the fights the way in which he chose to win the fights, because that's about any sport is winning, right? He chose to make sure that his body and his mind, they both were preserved. Now he's, 43 years old, still young and in shape and enjoying his millions. And people are hating on him. Well, he ran. He's a runner in the ring. All he did was run. He is a runner. Good for you, Floyd Mayweather. I'm not going to stand there and let a bunch of dog, canine, salivating motherfuckers tell me to walk up somewhere and get my face punched in and just so they can say, yeah. No, he did it right. I wish Muhammad Ali had understood that. And who else? Buster Douglas and all these people who don't even know what day of the week it is now. And Muhammad Ali developed Parkinson's and probably the early forms of CTE, trying to appease a bunch of weirdos. I wouldn't dare. So shout out. So y'all wanted, y'all know what I'm talking about. Those who thought that Deion was supposed to stay there 50 years like our beloved Coach Eddie Robinson. Well, y'all have to put it in context. Deion Sanders was able to leave because Coach Eddie Robinson stayed. Rosa Parks sat down so you could stand up. You understand how that works? Hell, he's just living out the legacy like the other people before us who couldn't do it, so he's doing it. Hell, he said, yeah. And so, Deion understood. He understood his mission. And he fed a lot of rhetoric or whatever. You can buy it or not buy it, whatever. But, I ain't mad at Deion. I don't give a damn what nobody say. I just hope that we understood and we can take what he left and continue to build on it. And hopefully that unity and that pride, that restored and renewed pride over what we already had, it brought in some people who had kind of given up on HBCUs that were black. Oh, yeah. So he brought that excitement back, and that's part of it, remember? He brought the showmanship. He showed the young men having fun, during or after practice or before practice. He made it like, yeah, I want to go there. And that's how we should make our HBCUs look. Present the black culture. That's why people attend black colleges. If they're non-black, they want to go for the black culture. But we think when we get white folks in the room, now it's time to turn off the black. And I think that's what's happening to these HBCUs. They're getting all these white and Mexican students. They're turning off the black. And I don't want to see that happen to Grambling State University. But it's based on the leadership. And see, when I say black, they automatically know the Boule and the Greeks. They get to thinking it's pro-black and country. It is, though. What's wrong with being pro who you are? And the Grambling, I remember, it had everybody there, especially the black conscious students. Which I think everybody black should be conscious, but I know that's not a reality. I learned that on my own when I was young. Everybody don't know what you know, and they don't care what you know. They try to keep their head down and try to survive so they can be comfortable under racism and white supremacy. And that's what it's about for a lot of people. But, it's interesting. While they believe that they're making moves, it's because of Nat Turner that they're able to make moves. It's because of Malcolm X they're able to make the moves. The so-called, well, keep your head down, don't say nothing. You get in the system, then you can make changes. They get in the system and sit on their ass. While people like Kyrie, Kanye, take all the blunts of the blows and the attacks and the assaults while you get to be safe in your nice big house, your beautiful car. What you earned, now, I'm not hating, I'm just saying. Don't act like you got on your own, because it was the pro-black that made it possible for you. You didn't have to say nothing because they were saying it all. No, y'all didn't have to make a move because Jesus Christ did all your moving, you lazy bum, coward. And every time there's a representation of Jesus Christ in the form of a black man, everybody stand around and watch him get nailed to the cross. Deion Sanders said, hell no. I know he knew where a lot of the foolishness was coming from. And Deion Sanders was like, no, let me go and move on. I got things to do. He did. And people are tired of being Jesus Christ to black folks. Black men are tired of being Jesus Christ to black people. That's why Kyrie Irving went on. He did a little half-ass apology, and I didn't care. Because I understand, Kyrie, go and make your money. These Negroes don't care. They want to sit there and have something to gossip about in these weak-ass blogs, these punk-ass YouTube channels, these sorry-ass black morning radio shows. Well, he shouldn't do that, or we support you. He should know something to gossip about instead of participating in the goddamn movement. Floyd Mayweather said, I ain't finna box no 30 goddamn years. I ain't Jack Johnson. I ain't, goddamn it, I'm not Joe Louis. I'm finna get this money and I'm finna be healthy when I leave here. Those days of being a, quote, credit to your race, those days are over. You know, to the point of meaning being Jesus Christ. Motherfuckers are tired of being Jesus Christ for a bunch of traumatized, lazy, coward motherfuckers. Then you end up with nothing. While they get to go on and have their riches, their wealth, they get to go on and keep it moving. You know, while you're depressed and angry and without. But they did it because they thought it was the right thing to do for our race. You want to debate? Well, I don't always agree with what he's saying. I know Malcolm. I know if Dr. Martin Luther King were alive today, he's probably, you know what? I should not have allowed those black gays and black Greeks to recruit me to fight for the civil rights movement. I should not have allowed that. But anyway, shout out to Deion. We appreciate you, Coach Prime, for paying us a visit, brother. It would be great if other relevant and still popular NFL guys would start, this onslaught of picking an HBCU to come to those HBCUs who need coaches. It's kind of fill in the blank and let's get this thing popping. Then if y'all want to see what racism and hate really is, start building your own and start improving your own without them. Then you'll see what it is. Just because you can't wear a fucking hairstyle at your job or someone called you the N-word at your job, that ain't shit. Nobody cares about that. That's not what really matters in the grand scheme, in the grandest scope or scheme of things. But anyway, thank y'all so much. Y'all know your boy got a book out. I mean, I call it a short story because it's like 50 pages. It's called The Greatest Pain Ever Felt. Conversation with an absent biological father who dared to be found. It's only $10. Well, y'all can do that. Put that in the collection plate this morning. I know I preached a sermon this morning. Hallelujah. Come on, somebody. $ Rico the Opinion. If you decide to hit your boy up for the book, hey, please send me an email address because it's in a PDF form.